traveler set out on a long journey. The sun was warm. He was excited, prepared, light of foot. The path was good and clear. His destination was meaningful. He knew where he was going. He had walked only a mile when he felt it. A small pebble had slipped into his shoe. A small, sharp intrusion against his heel. He paused. He considered stopping. He could have removed it in 30 seconds. But he told himself, "It's not that bad. I'll get used to it." This was not laziness. This was not weakness. This was a cognitive event, a predictable error in human decision-making. His brain performed a rapid, unconscious calculation. Immediate reward, not stopping, versus future benefit, pain-free walking. It chose the immediate reward. This is called present bias, one of the most reliable errors in human cognition. "I'll deal with it later," he told himself. And he walked on. The pebble was still there. At first, just an awareness, a tiny point of attention alongside his thoughts of the journey ahead. Each step added a microscopic amount of damage to his heel, too small to register. But the cumulative effect was not small. After the second mile, it became a distraction. Not painful, just present. His foot landed differently now, unconsciously adjusting. He shifted his weight. He numbed the awareness. The pebble was still there, still grinding, still doing damage. But he had learned to tolerate it. This is the most dangerous part of the story. Not the pebble, not the pain, the adaptation. Because once you learn to tolerate something, you stop considering whether you should have to tolerate it at all. By the third mile, his gait had changed. He was limping, but his brain had normalized the new pattern. He no longer felt the limp as a problem. He felt it as normal. The pebble was still small, but his body was paying a price he hadn't calculated. By midday, the traveler was in significant pain. His heel was raw. The small pebble had rubbed the same spot for hours, turning a tiny irritation into an open sore. His ankle ached. His knee began to complain. And still he did not stop. He was still moving forward. But he was paying a price he had stopped calculating. A fellow traveler passed him on the path. "You're limping," she observed. "Am I?" he said. "I hadn't noticed." That was the truth. He had been limping for hours. He had simply forgotten what it felt like to walk without the pebble. Finally, the pain overwhelmed his ability to rationalize. He stopped. He sat down. He removed his shoe. The relief was immediate. The pebble fell out. Small, innocent, unremarkable. But the damage was done. His foot was inflamed, raw, swollen. The sore would take days to heal. The journey that should have taken hours would now take much longer, if he could finish it at all. The traveler looked at the pebble in his palm. It was not the pebble's fault. It was not the shoe's fault. It was not the path's fault. He had done this to himself, not by malice, not by laziness, by 1,000 small choices to postpone a small discomfort, until the small discomfort became a large one. He had told himself he was saving time. In truth, he had been spending his future on the installment plan of inaction. Moral of the story. Here is the truth this story reveals about you. You have pebbles in your shoes that you have learned to tolerate. Not physical pebbles, relational pebbles. The small disrespect you let slide. The boundary you didn't set. The truth you didn't speak. The resentment you didn't address. The way someone speaks to you that you've decided to get used to. Emotional pebbles. the anxiety you carry without questioning, the self-criticism that has become background noise, the exhaustion you've normalized, the quiet unhappiness you've learned to walk with. Professional pebbles, the task you keep avoiding, the colleague whose behavior you accommodate, the project that drains you. You have stopped noticing them, not because they are gone, because you have adapted. And adaptation is not healing. Adaptation is invisible damage. The pebble does not grow. Your tolerance does. Your body adapts. Your mind normalizes the irritation. You learn to walk funny, and you forget that you used to walk straight. And one day you will stop. You will look down. And you will realize that the small thing you ignored has become the thing that stopped you. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait for the pain to become unbearable. Stop now. The pebble is in your shoe. You know which one. Remove it. Not because it is urgent, but because it is easier to remove pebbles than to heal wounds. Stop walking funny. Take off the shoe. Shake out the pebble. Walk straight again.